Hello and welcome again to this edition of the Florida Internet and Television's FLITV. I am joined by Representative Frank White, candidate for Attorney General. Frank, welcome.
Thank you.
All right, so you're here because you're going to tell us about running for office. But before you tell us why you're going to run for office, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where do you come from? Tell us, lay it on us.
Yes, I am a state representative. I'm from Pensacola. Mm-hmm. My day job is I'm a general counsel and CFO for a group of car dealerships. Mm-hmm. So my day is spent, for the most part, on the car lot.
All right.
We have 9 dealerships in 3 states, 650 employees. And Brad, I've been a part of managing that team for the last 8 years on the executive team and running the businesses.
Family, kids?
Absolutely, yes. I have a wonderful wife, Stephanie, who's an attorney as well. She does adoption law in Pensacola. Okay. And then 3 little boys, Henry, Clayton, and Wesley.
So your hands are just like totally unfettered, right? Your hands aren't full, right?
Oh, right, absolutely. Yeah, life is a breeze.
Right? Okay,
sure.
Okay. So when you're not being State Representative Frank White and you're not running the auto dealer, you've decided to jump into this thing called the Attorney General's race. Why are you jumping into this race? It's a statewide race. Tell us your motivation.
This is a massive state. It is a large state, but I'm all in. And the reason is it's a compelling opportunity to run for the Attorney General's office and make a difference for Floridians. The opportunity, the role of the Attorney General is so critical in our structure, in our constitutional framework. The Attorney General is the chief legal officer of the state and is charged with protecting citizens' rights. Is charged with protecting Floridians, every Floridian, including our seniors, from civil fraud, from bad actors in the marketplace. Is charged with, in some ways, to the chief law enforcement officer in a way. Handling all criminal appeals, as well as the person who's charged with protecting our constitutional structure, right. Our framework of the Federalist structure that our founders, divinely inspired founders, laid out several hundred years ago.
Well, those that know you know that that's a huge passion of yours. But in a practical sense, if you were to become Attorney General, what are going to be your top 2 or 3 major focuses that you're going to chase once you're in office?
The most important aspect of the office, the most important responsibility is protecting Florida's families and seniors. Mm-hmm. That means when there are bad actors in the marketplace, when there are bad folks out there taking advantage of Floridians, we got to shut it down. And the Attorney General has a unique ability to step in and do it quickly. So that's going to be that's the top. That is the top priority, the most important one.
Okay, kind of eclipse all the other ones possibly for you. It won't take their place, but that'll be
It's certainly the biggest part of the budget, and I think probably the biggest focus of time. The second is going to be protecting, defending our Constitution. So there are times that government is too aggressive and takes away our rights that are granted to us under the Constitution.
Right.
And there is the role of the Attorney General is to protect citizens, and sometimes against their government when government is behaving badly, which unfortunately it does.
Right. Well, occasionally even the government gets out of hand, right?
It does,
right?
absolutely.
Okay. All right. So, any more on the
certainly?
On the
yes. I mean, a role of the position has to be focusing on law enforcement and building relationships across the state with every sheriff, with every police chief, making sure that those folks know the Attorney General. The Attorney General knows them and knows who to call whenever there are issues, and gets constant feedback. They are critical partners to make sure that Floridians stay safe. Public safety is, it's one of those things. It's a fragile construct.
It's literally the front line, job number 1.
It is. It absolutely
keeping everybody safe. Okay. All right. So let's take one look at an area that definitely is near and dear to my members and businesses' hearts, but businesses in general. So the job is to protect consumers. But how will you balance that with also promoting a business-friendly environment in the state of Florida?
Fantastic question. It is finding that right balance is critical, and that will be the challenge of the job every day. I believe it'll be the Attorney General must be able to step in and shut down bad actors. But if the Attorney General absolutely must get it right. It is I use the word awesome in the fullest sense of the word, of a significant responsibility and power. You must get it right. Because if you're going to step in and come in with an army of 400 plus lawyers and subpoenas and a badge, you absolutely have to make sure you're making the right decision. Because if you don't, you are hurting the marketplace, right? We must have a free, open, and fair marketplace. And allow business models to develop and innovation to happen. And so it's a balance, and every day I'm going to wake up with a passion to find that balance and make sure we get it right.
Right. Okay. So let's drill into a lot of people in their homes in Florida are facing the opioid crisis. Certainly, this governor has played a huge role. The existing Attorney General, General Bondi, has played a huge role in this. It's been a national conversation. Mm-hmm. How do you, if you're elected, how would you engage in that conversation? What do you hope to achieve?
The opioid crisis it absolutely is something we all need to continue talking about because it's very real. We have 60,000 Americans dying a year. That's more Americans than died in Iraq, Afghanistan, car accidents all combined every single year. One of the numbers that jumped out at me from being on healthcare committees in the House is that we have we've gone from 19,000 to 25,000 kids in foster care in our state in just a few years. Mm-hmm. That's a 25% increase. And the number one driver, it's not a policy change we made, it's the opioid epidemic. It is a scourge that is wiping out a generation. And we all know in our churches, our Rotary clubs, wherever, we all know a family that it's been affected. It crosses all racial boundaries, socioeconomic boundaries. It doesn't discriminate. It hits every family or every group of your friends, and right. It's something that we've got to continue to talk about and continue to work on to try to fix it. Unfortunately, there's not a silver bullet. Right. I think there are some lead bullets though, and to General Bondi's credit and to our legislature's credit, which some of the debates I've been a part of and legislation I've been a part of, we're giving more tools to law enforcement. We're forcing more coordination and communication. We're doing more training with law enforcement and healthcare providers. General Bondi, in particular, has reached out to Uber drivers across. And Uber now has a way that their drivers in their app can signify something. They can report it. Same thing with ER docs. It's just like I said, there's no silver bullet, but there are a lot of lead bullets, and we got to keep working. Right.
Okay. So if we think about, let's just talk about the sheer management of the agency. It's one of the largest agencies. It's a cabinet level position. Now your background at working in an auto business with how do you think the multitude of businesses you run in your private sector life will either help you or counsel you as you move in to manage a state agency?
I'm absolutely prepared and ready to go. Like I said, we have 650 employees and 9 dealerships in 3 different states. I've been a part of effectively managing that large-scale business operation. The Attorney General's office, it is the largest law firm in the state. It has a $300 million annual budget. It has over 2,000 employees, 400 lawyers.
It's a lot of attorneys. Don't slip and fall in the office, right?
Right. Yes. It is certainly a significant business operation in its own right. I've done it before. I'm ready to step in and do it again.
Florida's the 3rd largest state, so you're going to be tackling some of the biggest issues that have economic impacts that go well beyond the borders of our state. How do you see the Attorney General's role for a leading state like the state of Florida on the national conversation?
Florida is arguably the most important state in that debate, in that discussion. We are a purple state. We are a very diverse state. We are a growing state. It is so. The entire nation looks to Florida as kind of a bellwether. Mm-hmm. When I know that when attorneys general around the country do get together and talk, that they would listen to me because I am from Florida, and I do represent that diversity and a state of growth and prosperity that we'll punch above our weight, I think, as one of the 50.
Well, Representative Frank White, so you run a business, right? General counsel. You're a state representative. Arguably, they say it's part-time, but it's a full-time job. And you're going to do a full statewide campaign, and you're running. So some people might say that might take every last minute of your day, but we know it doesn't, because we are the industry that connects and entertains. When you're not doing all of that, what do you stream to just take your mind off the world? What do you like to watch?
Yeah, there are some nights when I get home and 10, 11 o'clock, put something on and messing around with email. Right now I'm on season 4 of Turn, Washington Spies.
Oh, yes.
So an AMC classic. It's I think the 4th season has already finished, but I'm now streaming the 4th. I'm a history buff, history major.
Yeah.
Highly recommend it.
Yeah, I love it. I'm through season 2, but there's just so much to watch out there that I think I got slowed down. But I'll catch up on it and we'll compare notes.
Sounds good.
Representative Frank White, thanks for coming on our show. We appreciate you.
Thanks, Brian.
All right, that's all the time we have for today. For more stories and interviews about Florida politics, or for the latest innovations in your home or wherever you connect, make sure you connect with us on Twitter, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And also, on behalf of Florida's internet and television companies and the over 100,000 people that make it possible across Florida, just remember, we are the industry that connects and entertains. Thanks for tuning in.